Good morning, friends. Today I am going to read to you a book titled Dirt, the Scoop on Soil, written by the author Natalie M. Rosinsky, illustrated by Cherie Boyd. This is a nonfiction book that's going to share with us information on soil. As we're reading today, we can think about why is soil an important natural resource? Why is it important that we keep soil healthy? And how can we keep soil healthy? You can pause and discuss these questions with your family as I read, or you can discuss them with your family after reading. Dirt, the scoop on soil. Table of contents. This book is also organized into subtopics. The subtopics share the different information we can learn about soil. On page 4, we'll learn what is dirt made of. On page 14, it's alive. On page 18, keeping dirt healthy. On page 20, depending on dirt. On page 22, experiments. Page 23, fast facts. Page 24, glossary. Page 24 as well, to learn more, and an index. Okay, here's our first subtopic. What is dirt made of? Dig deep. Unearth some dirt. Hold it in your hand. Dirt is a mix of different parts of nature. Crumbling rocks make up dirt. Wriggling worms and scurrying bugs live in dirt. Rotting plants and bones are a part of dirt too. Down here we see a fun fact. Dirt covers almost every place on Earth. Sometimes you can't see the dirt because it's covered by grass, buildings, roads, or water. So this is your Talk 10 challenge this week. Dig deep, unearth some dirt, and see what you can find. Soil is another word for dirt. Put some soil into a big glass jar and fill it with water. Stir and wait. The soil will separate into layers. If you do this experiment, show it on Marco Polo as well. So look, if you do this experiment, you can see all the different layers of dirt. On the bottom, rocks and pebbles. Above that, we have sand, silt, clay, and humus. These are all components of dirt. Rocks and bottoms fall to the bottom because they're the heaviest. A lot of soil is made of rock. Fun fact, dirt is so interesting that soil scientists study it every day. Wow, I'm wondering if any of you want to be a soil scientist. That sounds like a cool job. Sand, silt, and clay are all tiny pieces of rock that make up soil. The layer on top of the rocks and pebbles is sand. Grains of sand don't fit closely together. Water runs quickly through the spaces between them. That's why sand is so dry and why sandcastles crumble so fast when the waves wash over them. This says, use a magnifying glass to see the rainbow colors hidden in sand. Each grain has its own color: black, tan, gray, red, green, or purple. Silt is like sand. So we have the rocks and pebbles, sand, and silt is just above it. Only silt's grains are smaller than sand. Grains of silt fit more closely together and hold more water. Silt makes up the layer on top of the sand. Soft, sticky clay has even smaller grains than silt. You might need a microscope to see the grains of clay. Clay is almost like powder. Clay is what made the water in your jar turn cloudy. Fun fact, clay can be red, yellow, white, tan, gray, black, or blue. People use clay to mold beautiful plates and bowls. Remember, in our classroom, we made clay owls. Clay comes from the dirt, the soil. You might see flecks floating on top of the cloudy water. That's the dark and gooey part of soil, called humus. Humus is made from rotting plants, leaves, wood, and animal matter. That means animal poop. Sticky humus helps hold the rock parts of the soil together. Humus is rich with food that plants need to grow green and tall. Fun fact, soil is different in different places. Garden soil is soft and clumpy. It is a good mix of humus, sand, silt, and clay. Forest soil is often damp, that means a little wet, full of humus from dead leaves. Soil in a muddy riverbed is soft with silt. Desert soil is sandy and dry. So when you think of dirt, you're probably most often thinking of humus. It's that black, damp, gooey part of the soil that a lot of us have in our gardens, but really dirt is a mixture of all these things. It's alive! There are millions of creatures that live in soil. Beetles, sow bugs, millipedes, and worms wriggle and crawl through the dirt. Other creatures are so small that you can't see them. These soil creatures are called decomposers. Decomposers make humus. This is how they decompose. They eat dead plants and leave droppings. What that means is they eat up dead plants and then they poop them out. The droppings, they're like vitamins. The poop, it's like vitamins for the plants to grow in the soil. Isn't that wild? Fun fact, as plants grow in soil, they use up the food in the humus, those vitamins, right, that are coming from when the insects and the other animals eat up those dead leaves, those dead rotting leaves, and poop out those nutrients to make the humus really rich, full of food. Decomposers put more food back into the humus. So all of these insects are decomposers. Animals can make soil better for plants in another way. Squiggling worms, trailing snails, slithering snakes, and burrowing rabbits loosen the soil as they crawl through it. Right? They're like making all these little tunnels and holes. They make holes in the soil that let air and water reach into the roots of the thirsty plants. Fun fact, after it rains, you can see worms wriggling along the ground. The rainwater has filled up the empty spaces in the soil. The worms have to crawl out to find air to breathe. Keeping dirt healthy. Oh, this was one of our questions. Humus, water, and air are usually found in the upper layer of soil. That means the top layer. This layer of soil is called topsoil. It's the best soil for planting. The roots of plants hold topsoil together. Plants and trees cover topsoil so it won't get blown away by wind or carried off by rain. The loss of topsoil is called erosion. When topsoil erodes, plants have no place to grow. So wow, we know soil is so important for plants to grow. But the rain and the wind can blow it away. And if the soil is eroding, if it's blown away, then plants don't have any place to go. And that's another reason why roots are so important, especially strong tree roots. They hold that topsoil together in the ground so it doesn't blow away or wash away with the rain. Depending on dirt. To depend on something means you need it to survive. Dirt keeps us alive. Without dirt, plants cannot grow. Without plants, animals cannot eat. Without plants and animals, people would have no food. Dig into dirt. Pile it up and stomp it down. Let it squish between your toes. Let it sift between your fingers as you walk along. Remember all those incredible bits of nature holding you up. And here in the back matter of the book, we see some experiments that you can do with your family. And we also see on the right some fast facts about soil that you can take a look at with your family. And then in the very back of the book, we have a glossary, and this talks about some of those fancy words in the book. And lastly, here are those questions to think about with your family. Why is it important to keep soil healthy? What can we do to keep soil healthy? Another way to think a bit about this is, why is dirt an important natural resource? I hope you get to play in the dirt this week, and I would love to see your videos of you doing so and sharing what you find. Bye, friends.